Hey guys, Shards here from Legacy Division, and my emulator is acting up just a little bit. Notice how slow everything is, it's like sluggish. But anyways, balloon event coming up, so don't forget to point your expos up to air, and then I centralize my air defenses as well. Wow, this lag is really slow, but today is going to be a base building dissection episode, so I do have the base built, ignore this. And that's for the Farm and War clan, but here's the base. So I'll give you guys a few seconds, just stare at it in awe, and then I'll break it down. Okay, so first thing is this queen. So she's pretty isolated from the rest of the base. She's got a wizard tower guarding for wall breakers though. She's got a bomb tower against skelly traps since there's not much else in the base. And then let's see. She is 3 tiles away from the wall, so that means that you can't really target her with suicide heroes. I'm sorry, it's really late. These small bombs are to kill wall breakers here. So that's the little section of the base here. And then you got, of course, 4 singles because they're easier to drop than doubles. So you got 1 here. Again, protect the expo, force a heal. Protect this kind of part, and hogs are dropped onto the mortar, they path on the Tesla, kings mowing them down, and then they hit a bomb, so they gotta heal through that, and then there's a interior bomb here, so they gotta heal through that part too. This is on air, on ground. Oh, it is on ground, okay. I think I meant to do that, but this one is on air. Yep. Okay. So, giant bombs, and then spring traps. So, these actually have walls since I had 4 extra walls and I had no idea what to do with them. So, here you have the walls actually forcing the springs here, and they actually work on hogs. Although you think that hogs will jump over walls, they don't. So what happens is hogs will path over to the spring. So guaranteed 3 hogs, or at least 2 on each of these. There is a wall there. So you can take down. You can't take down this section very easily with hogs. Let's see what else. Sweepers, yeah. So I got the sweeper protecting these 2 Teslas, which are important as anti-air. Because if you notice, the sweeper is pushing everything around the expo, not to it. And the expo is in a dead zone, obviously. So that's going to be really strong against balloons. And then if they do get there, you got 2 nasty Teslas, skelly trap to air, and an air bomb to greet them. And that kind of brings me to the next point, which is the air defense placement. So 1 air defense is not reachable by queen, and then same thing on this side. 1 is reachable, 1 isn't. So what this does is it forces Laloon to be very tricky, especially through the middle section, like down here, while still like leaving it not very vulnerable to drags. So you have this air defense and this air defense. I guess you could like double zap Quake and then heroes on 1, and then what, 3 hogs on the other. But then you have like the entire base to take down. And then kind of brings me to the next point. CC is practically unlurable, just that 1 point here, which is covered by 3-point defense, so you can't easily get an easy lure there. But you do get a lure, and this is like a fake lure. You don't get it because of Tesla, but it is lureable here. I recommend probably baby drag for high DPS, or adult drag plus baby drag for anti-air. I'd never go like mass archers plus baby dragon because it's just too weak to poison. Okay, king placement. So I didn't want king to be near queen because that's more objectives for kill squad. And over here you already have the death to all hogs with the springs. So this is like the anti-air portion here with the 3 wizard towers that are all out of range air defense. it's like a big kill zone. It's like all over here. And then you have king here protecting these air defenses to an extent and covering this entire area of the base, which is helpful. Seeking air mines, as usual, are located near air defenses to protect against hounds. I feel like if you fly in your hound, it's still gonna... might want to change that, but I feel like if you fly in your hound's the second air defense, it should still trigger. And then Sweeper is gonna be huge pain for Lalo, and they cover everything in this section. And then this section is just as hard because you have all these nasty dead zones, and you also have air bombs and wizard towers, all out of range of air defense, of course. So gonna be nasty. Expos are obviously set to air. And then I guess that's basically the base. I could dive a little deeper into some mechanics, so first off, the compartment sizing is that like most compartments are 1 or 2 buildings. 2 buildings, 2 buildings, 2 buildings, 1 building, 2, 4, but puzzles you can't see, so it's technically 2. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. So it's a very compact base. It's pretty square. Very square. It's almost like symmetrically square. But it should still perform pretty well against mass valves, which is what I was trying to say. What else? Yeah, okay. So kind of most of the air targeting stuff is down here. So you have archer towers. This archer tower is not going to touch hounds at all. It's just going to pop away at loons. But you have most of the air coverage down here. And you have a nice little sneaky Tesla farm up here. And trolley one there. While you still have the ground stuff like near the air defenses. So that like a Lalo is always going to be difficult, but still decent coverage all around. And then being a square base is obviously difficult to funnel. Like golems will pass the mortar, and then attacker might assume there's a Tesla farm there, which is kind of the point. You have this gigantic section of 2x2 with a ton of high HP, so boom, Tesla farm. But hitting this and then trying to like make a funnel is always difficult. I guess you could, but I don't know. It's always going to be difficult, especially with this golem anchor and then Tesla anchor too. On this side, I guess it's a bit easier, and you could double jump, but again, this Tesla is going to wreak havoc. And compact bases usually have that problem where they, if you do set a nice enough funnel, the troops all do manage to go in. But this base is pretty good, in my opinion, because of the Anti-Lalo mechanics. While also being decent against ground, not amazing. But I guess someone executes like a really nice stone hobo and this base is gone. But honestly, if you make a base that's like just anti-stone hobo, boom, it just gets a lot. So this sweeper didn't really talk much about, but it covers part of this section. This section is like its own independent section. It's very strong against loons. You don't need your own like, kill zone. Sorry, own sweeper to protect that part. Sweepers are protecting air defenses because hounds path there, so you want to push the tanking away. And it covers a huge swath really, from like here to here. And this sweeper covers a huge swath too, so sweepers have huge value. Is that audio for you guys like a little laggy? Sorry about that. I hope the commentary is at least fine. But little mechanics like pseudo Tesla, troll Tesla there, fake troll Tesla. We got second layer trash here, make it difficult for a funnel on this side, which is where most of the value is coming from. Queen is pretty snug, but again, pretty isolated as well. I might move this expo down to where that cannon is. Huh. It's not doing much there, but yeah, okay, let's move it down to this cannon. Because here it's hard to target directly. I mean, you have Tesla, and it's all pathing away from the expo, which is nice. And then again, ground against ground with the air defense is not too bad. That's fine. You got a lot of core DPS here, but you also got a lot of external DPS. Space has a nice balance. Puzzles are always good for fucking up any fresh hit attack, so keep that in mind. So again, broader things, air defense placement, ground defense next to that, pathing away from key defense. You got the nice little balloon kills on here. Wizard towers out of the range of air defense. Sweepers offering maximum value, seeking air mines. Weird air defense placement, weird loon pathing, hard loon pathing. Those are all important. In this meta, it's probably more important to have anti-loons than anti-air. So, what am I saying? I'm sorry, I'm just too tired. More important to have anti-Lalo than anti-hobo. Although, you still want to defend against ground. I mean, if you got like one of those fancy bases with all 4 80s and cannon stacked on one side and you got all the air defense stacked on the other, it's probably going to go down to ground if they can't exploit it with air. So here's the base in all its not very much glory. Very compact. I like this design against this, oh my god, I can't speak. This design against loons, and this Tesla farm is sneaky as well as this one. Like, a decent attacker, I don't know, maybe like a super good attacker can see through this, but decent attacker will assume Tesla farm here. Look, it's out of the range of air defense. You got a shit ton of high HP protecting you. Fresh hit coming in from here. Get rid of that mortar. Wait, psych, there is a Tesla there, and then golems get fucked, and the rest of the raid is history. Okay, so that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoy. If you guys do enjoy, like the video, subscribe if you really enjoy like this type of like base breakdown. I do a lot of these, as well as live base builds. So that's all for today. Sure, it's out.